ain't the plug, I'm connected to the socket. Already paid dues, I'm forever paying homage.
All right. Playbook in one stop without the one stop. He he coached football 7U, so they had a 7-on-7 today. He had priorities. So we got the eye test. We got the eye
What up,
test
though?
tonight.
What's up?
Came
What's
through.
up?
Um,
Shout out to bro.
how you feeling about the NBA draft?
Man, I can't lie. I'm kind. It's like a bittersweet feeling for me right now. I don't want to like diss anybody and say like it's not a big names per se. I mean, it's the one or two that everybody really worried about. But yeah, it's kind of it's a little more dry than normal. I would say in terms of people paying attention to it and stuff like that. But we here though.
Now listen, all right. So my biggest thing for tonight, I don't want to lean too much on the Bronny James. Is he gonna get drafted? Is he going first round? Is he going second round? The man is gonna get his name called, whether it's today or tomorrow. And if he doesn't, he got a way to get on somebody's, training camp roster. I think that's the most important thing. Let's talk about some of the stuff that happened around the league, though.
Mm-hmm.
The New York Knicks, the Villanova Knicks.
The Nova Knicks.
How many times is somebody gonna get one over on the Brooklyn Nets? How many times do we have to see this over and over again? So they give up 4 first-round picks. They gave up a 2025 first-round pick. They gave up 2 or 3 second-round picks. They got a no. I think they gave up 1 second-round pick. They got a pick swap, and on top of that, they gave up Bogdanovich. That's a little much, in my opinion, to give up for Mikal Bridges. But you already knew going, the way the season was going, DiVincenzo, Brunson, Hart already in New York. Tom Thibodeau, he's big on making sure that, he has the right type of player on his roster. And after that, it's a chemistry thing, building the right chemistry and culture. And there's no better chemistry than the Villanova boys. So how do you feel about Mikal Bridges going to New York, man?
I'm kind of a two-way guy, so I like Mikal Bridges in terms of one. I mean, we already know he can score the ball.
Oh yeah.
Without a doubt. And two, yeah, I mean he's clearly able to defend as well. But I think he fits with them because he's I think I read somebody called him an elite role player.
That's a nice way to put it.
And so that I kind of look at him like that. Like I think if he was on a team, I ain't gonna say was on the team. I mean, I think that he can potentially be a star if he wanted to be, or I think he has the potential of being. But I think he's way more comfortable being like, hey, I can be just another guy on a team that can give you 20 to 30 points. You know what I'm saying? At will, like, the option to score the ball. And
you know
everything
what?
else.
To your point, I don't think anybody ever talks about the 1-2 enough. Like, do you want to be a star player? I don't think that's something that everybody talks about. All right, so Adam Silver just came out. He's going to be, doing the introduction and everything like that. So we can't miss an opportunity to let them boo Adam Silver. So we're going to play that real quick.
2 pick in the 1960 NBA draft. And
Shout out Adam Silver,
Bill
man.
Walton, who was selected number 1 in 1974. Jerry played in 9 NBA finals and won 9 championships as a player.
Okay, so they're not going to boo Adam Silver talking about paying his respects to Jerry West and Bill Walton, which is a classy thing. And you know what? I think just booing the commissioner is the cool thing to do. So you're going to do it regardless when he walks out. And then anytime he tries to talk, But I gotta say, Adam Silver's a pretty classy dude. I remember what he did. I believe it was Isaiah Austin. Knew he had a heart condition. Knew he couldn't get drafted. Drafted him. And they worked close with the WNBA when Kobe and Gigi died. Gigi got drafted. I mean, so it's like, all right, it's a classy dude. So you don't. It's not exactly you don't like him. It's just he the commish. So you got to boom.
Right. Plus, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, and rest in peace to everybody involved or whatever, every person you just spoke on. I think it's very lucky for him to have stuff like that to talk about. so so he won't be booed, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If there were no tragedies or anything else that just happened, then it's just like it's free reign.
So I'm constantly looking down at my phone because there's a lot of stuff going on.
Right.
Bam signed his $166 million extension earlier today for 3 years.
That's good.
Jimmy was supposed to sign his, did not. So Jimmy Butler is going to be a free agent in 2025. How do you think that's going to play out? And look, he could have signed the extension, didn't get the amount of money he wanted for the extension. He's going to be a free agent next summer. He says he wants to retire with the Miami Heat. How do you think that's going to play out?
I just don't want Pat and them to mess up again. Man, I don't want Pat and them to. It's different with a D Wade where, your home is Miami, and you make those sacrifices, and after the second and third time, you're like, all right, like y'all not respecting me. I gotta go.
Yeah.
And he admitted he regretted that whole scenario and everything. Apologized, did whatever he had to do. I'll say Jimmy is different. I want Jimmy to be there. I know you want Jimmy to be there.
Yeah.
And I just don't want, he's the heart and soul of it, man. I don't think those 2 trips to the finals is without him.
No.
So
I
think they just need to act right personally.
Absolutely not. Here's the thing about the Miami situation, all right? He wants to be there. The
Yep.
money just isn't there. All right. So I think you got to do something now, put them in the winning situation to where he's like, all right, I'm gonna re-up, because that's the only thing that matters to him. All right, winning. So if you say, all right, I'm gonna trade Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson's couple firsts, throw them into a trade, and you get a Donovan Mitchell, or you bring in Paul George, or you bring in Klay Thompson, somebody that's gonna add a little, playoff experience, championship level experience in Klay Thompson. I mean, but somebody like that, that's going to entice Jimmy to want to stay, especially when you got Bam. He's improving every year. He added a 3-point shot. I was there in Detroit when he made that 3-point shot at the end of the buzzer. So I don't think Jimmy's just in a hurry to leave. He's in a hurry to get his last big payday before he retire.
Yeah.
Now, Atlanta Hawks on the clock, number 1 draft pick. What do you think about this pick? Because there's a lot of things surrounding this team as far as Trae Young and DeJounte Murray go. What do you think is the big red flag or glaring thing that's surrounding this draft pick right now?
I think it's just that. I think the conversation outside of the draft itself, I think the conversation is still them two, those two. So my personal opinion, I feel like you kind of get the same with both. I mean, I still want Trae Young to be there, but because I like DeJounte Murray, I think he'll be a better fit somewhere else, being amazing.
Yeah.
I think like the whole situation that's going on with Atlanta, I think Trae should just keep Trae, man, and just figure out another way to work something around him. Maybe another guy that can score the ball, what I'm saying, without being as ball dominant.
Yes, but if they choose to go the route of getting a guard, all right, in this situation, one of them is leaving, and looking at Trae Young, all the rumors surrounding him, he could be on the move to a team like San Antonio, a team that could use a point guard, somebody that can feed Wemby the ball, get him some easy baskets, because you see how Trae Young plays with Capella. All right, Capella gets at least five easy looks at the basket simply off of alley-oops, fast break, rim running, from Trae Young. So if you can do that for Wemby, add that to his already 23, 24 points per game, that's going to be huge for him and his development. Now they just called in the #1 draft pick. They about to announce it. We'll see what this is like. So let's see what the pick is for the Atlanta Hawks.
Fields last week, GM of the Hawks, and he said the Hawks right now, they don't have a style of play. Things feel very disjointed in Atlanta. Trae Young makes a basket, but it doesn't necessarily lead to the team's success collectively. The fans don't know what to cheer for at times. Whoever they just got really excited about picking, it's going to lean to a style and hopefully the team being more unified out there on the court.
Yeah, and to Jay's point, they need rim protection. They're 27th in defensive efficiency, 24th in defense on.
I'll wait till I see Adam Rivers walking out because they just talk too much, man.
Yeah.
They talking too much.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
No, I do agree with
right
that.
now.
Oh, yeah.
The top 2 available players are both from France. Alex Sarr.
Right.
And let me see. Alex Sarr and Zachary. I'm not gonna butcher his name, but they're both Frenchmen. All right, so we'll see what this pick is. And you know, if they choose to go the route of trading away Trae Young, you already know, okay, he's probably, I mean, if they choose to go the route of drafting a guard or a wing player, they might trade Trae Young because you already have a PG and DeJounte Murray. If they go the route of getting a big, that's going to mean that, hey, they really trying to lean into building around Trae Young and Murray together. I don't think that's the right move simply because I don't know too many games where they're playing great together at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's either one or the other.
Yeah.
Honestly. And yeah, I think I'm with you. You made a good point. They've been talking about that during the season about the San Antonio situation. Look, I already know everybody in San Antonio, I hope they have their bags packed, bro, because you know they pretty much all gone.
Oh yeah.
Especially you know what I mean? Especially because considering like
Keldon
nobody
Johnson is going to be a part of that deal.
Right.
If Trae Young is on the move, he probably going to be a part of that deal. So they taking forever to walk this pick out. All right, so
how tall is Alex Sarr? Sarr is what?
He's a center. I think he's like 6'11".
Okay.
I think about 6'11". Now,
okay.
#1 pick goes to. We're gonna look at this for a second. All right, so we got the Hawks, the Wizards, the Rockets, the Spurs at 4, Pistons, 5, 6 Hornets, 7 Blazers for the first 7. I think the pick is in. Officially, they got it.
And that's the position they have to maximize.
Well, the pick is in. NBA commissioner has the envelope in his hand. Let's head to the podium and see who is the #1 pick in the 2024 NBA draft.
Well, that was a nice turn for everybody. I'm looking at some of this stuff right now. I know we live. Give me 1 second. I just got to fix my context real quick while we wait.
All right.
With the first pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Zachary Rizache.
All right, so they got a wing, Zachary Rizache. All right. So I think the big thing about the Atlanta Hawks, the Wizards, and the Rockets is, and you could throw the Spurs in there because I'm not going to include the Pistons because they don't know what they doing. But as far as the top 4 go, any one of those picks could be on the move. Any one of them. If they're deciding that they're going to be sellers in Washington, that pick could be on the move too. All right, so the best remaining after Zachary Razache, and everybody talked about how this draft is gonna be extremely light. Extremely light. You got Alex Sarr, Donovan Clingan, he's from UConn, Reed Shepard, Matthias Buzelis, Stefan Castle, Dalton Neck, Rob Dillingham. I'm a basketball coach, JV basketball coach, and apparently my players think he is the best guard in the entire draft, was the best guard in the NCAA. I didn't really share that opinion, but you know, that's how they felt about him. Looking at the draft board, a big name that everybody, I feel like, in my opinion, everybody that needs a big needs to be looking at Zach Edey. There's no way a dude is gonna put up the numbers he was putting up the entire time he was at Purdue and not get any looks. That doesn't make sense at all. Doesn't make basketball sense for everybody that needs a big to pass up on Zach Edey. Kyle Filipowski, same thing. Duke, power forward. He's at number 20. I'm not gonna, you know, do this to, you know, kind of throw shade or anything, but Bronny is nowhere to be found on this draft board.
You said Bronny?
Bronny is nowhere to be found on this draft board.
Jeez.
All right, and Washington just got their pick in as well. So we're gonna see, you know, when Adam Silver decides he's gonna take his little sweet time walking out to make the announcement. This man walking out like he got theme music. Dang.
Every superhero need one.
Like, bro, you ain't Vince McMahon. Hey,
That'd be kind of cool if he did walk like
are we
that.
even allowed to say Vince McMahon on? Man. We already said it twice. Are we allowed to say his name anymore?
Look,
I think
I would say yeah, in terms of the heel Vince McMahon.
Yeah, the heel in WWE Vince
Yeah,
McMahon.
yeah.
Not the real
Vincent,
life menace to society Vince McMahon.
Not Vincent K. McMahon. Yeah. Just regular Vince. Mr. McMahon, the character.
Hey, you know what's crazy though? The Vince McMahon that we saw on TV was Vince McMahon in real life.
Man,
I think that's the scariest part.
Look, I'm still tripping off the what's up,
John Cena.
Yeah, come on now.
I knew it.
I've been talking about this for so long, and that never got any heat. But I mean, not that I want people to get in trouble and that like that. But I'm just like, bruh.
But even the network was probably like, that's Vince though.
Tell me,
look,
he did not just say that.
Look, this is gonna be big because you got Houston going number 3 in this draft. They've been stocking up draft picks, and word on the street is they might be making a run at Kevin Durant. I've worked for Matt. I've worked with Matt. So have you.
Yep.
And this is what I tell people when I'm in the comment section or whatever, when I'm talking about the Phoenix Suns. Yep. If Matt Ishbia sees a glimmer of hope to win, and if it meant giving up Kevin Durant, KD gone. KD is gone. Yeah. But before we keep talking about that, we're going to get back to this pick. He's walking it out right now.
With the second pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select Alex Sarr from Toulouse, France, overtime elite and Australia's Perth Wildcats of the NBL.
All right, Alex Sarr, center. All right, going to the Washington Wizards. He's going to be paired up with Jordan Poole, Kyle Kuzma. They're I don't know what they're doing in Washington. They kind of in the same spot as the Detroit Pistons. They just got a lot of talent. They just don't have a specific direction that they're moving in. Right. Alex Sarr, 21 points, 8.5 rebounds, 6 blocks in 2 games with France, or what was that, with France? Something like that. Played 3 seasons internationally with Zachary Reicher. So, international play, the France team had the 2 top picks in the NBA draft. That's impressive because we always gave kudos to John Calipari at Kentucky, Coach K at Duke. You know, we always gave them, you know, props for being I don't want to say like a one and done factory, because you don't want to be seen as they're just coming here so they can go to the draft, but those were good, staple colleges where you say, all right, you go there, you're going to learn how to play, you're going to learn how to play the right way, and you're going to be NBA ready. It looks like France is starting to be, that type of scenario. You had Wemby last year, back-to-back years you get the number 1 draft pick, and then this year you get the first pick and the second pick. If I'm looking at the international team, they're going to be impressive. They're going to be impressive for a long time. When I think about, these two paired up with Wemby, none of them are point guards. None of them. So then you think about, all right, if you add in a guard or two to those 3 guys, they're going to be tough in the next Olympics. Not this one. I mean, they're all tall and athletic, but the next Olympics, they are going to be scary.
Yeah, no,
Scary.
definitely. Real quick, to go to your Calipari point, man, like in comparison, it's just the fact that it's a place where he knows how to make you a pro.
Yeah.
Pretty much in a nutshell.
Yep.
Like, and he tells you that straight up. Look, I know where you want to go. I won't sugarcoat you on that. And I'm just preparing you to be exactly what you want to be in life.
Yep. Get you to that next
I feel
level.
that way about that. And to go what you're saying with France, man, like, look, I agree with you, brother. Look, all those guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, being as tall as they are, and they all practically play like threes.
Yeah.
Being honest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you have that sort of height and athleticism, obviously the strength and everything could come, but like to be, like we talk about the international players already kind of being pro ready. You know what I mean? They're not scared, they're not afraid.
Not at all.
You know what
Not
I mean?
at all.
And the athleticism and everything is catching up as well. So
now,
sky's the limit.
We talked about it before we listened to the pick.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the Houston Rockets going after Kevin Durant?
I like it only because, I mean, for him, I may not necessarily like it. Just because of the fact that I feel like it's for him, I feel like it'll be sort of a step down. Like I would rather be, just because of the fact that they're not necessarily like a deep playoff team. To me personally, I think they can be, but I think for him is more about time at this point. So if he want to like relive if he want to just live the rest of his career and just get points and just do whatever the case, he just feel like he just want to kind of lay into that, then fine, man. But like, it's tough for somebody like that to, yeah, it's just tough for somebody like that because it may to him feel like a step down.
My thing about him possibly going to Houston is Jalen Green would have to be on the same trajectory as D Wade was with Shaq, or Kyrie was with LeBron. I don't necessarily see that, that type of, all right, if Kevin Durant comes here and plays with this group, this is an NBA Finals berth. I don't think it's that type of scenario, but I think it'll be crazy important for the development of Jalen Green to see this is how we go about being elite, dominant scorers in the NBA.
Right.
Like, if you look at Kevin Durant, Carmelo, Kobe, Mike, all those type of players, they are scientists of scoring.
Yeah.
Right? There's a formula to it. I don't think Jalen Green's at the point where he has his own formula night in and night out to say, all right, I'm going to get an easy 20 and then I can get maybe 8 to 10 extra. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, to where it just looks that easy. It's going to be every single night. I don't think he's at that point in his game. And that's going to be big for him if they were to get a Kevin Durant. Fran VanVleet, NBA champion. The pick is in for the Houston Rockets. So if they were going to trade, I think they might have done it by now. Let's listen.
Okay. Shout out to Fred, bro.
With the 3rd pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the Houston Rockets select Reed Shepherd from the University of Kentucky.
All right, Reed Shepard is a guard from Kentucky.
I like Reed.
Now, let me see. All right, they got Van Vliet. They got Jalen Green. Let me see. All right, so they got Jalen Green. They had Van Fleet. They had Brooks. They had the Thompson twin. They're guard heavy. They're very guard heavy. Do you think like that? I mean, I know it's a guards league, and a lot of times you want to play small. I know Ime Udoka, when he was in Boston, you'd have a lineup where it's Marcus Smart, Brown, Tatum, sometimes Pritchard, Derek White would be on the floor. It was very guard heavy. All right. Do you think that's going to be successful in the West?
I don't think it's necessarily successful for this team in particular, man, because I think they're okay with kind of what we just had about the Kevin Durant conversation. Not to go back, but it's kind of the reason why I said I spoke on strictly Kevin Durant and not the team itself.
Yeah.
I think with like they already kind of fine in that avenue. I think they just need in terms of the bigs and stuff like that. I mean, you can have a bet, like as far as the bench and things of that nature, but yeah, in terms of that, like the rotation and what they got going on, I think that's already like proven to be, at least right now, I would say proven to be an up and coming thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And here's the thing about the NBA that is, I'll put it to you like this. All right, if you look at the Dallas Mavericks when they won a championship against Miami, they had a three-headed monster at the point guard position. Jason Terry, J Kidd, and JJ Barea was going crazy. When OKC was up and coming, you had James Harden, Russell Westbrook, sharing point guard roles. I don't think the NBA is, in this NBA that we're seeing today, that guys are necessarily comfortable with being an elite point guard and coming off the bench. I mean, I don't see anybody being willing to say, all right, I'm going to be a Jamal Crawford. I'm going to be a Manu Ginobili. I'm going to be Lou Will. I don't see any of those. So my frame of thought is the more you keep adding elite guards to your roster, or guards that are going to be starter caliber players in the league, it's kind of like a log jam if you don't have a real direction. In my opinion, I would have tried to make a move, because you got to start in PG. You got another, a guard coming off the bench. You got a certified bucket in Jalen Green. Sometimes it's not as efficient as we talked about. Kevin Durant being added would teach him how to go about being a professional scorer. You got Jabari Smith. Cannot forget about him, because every single night, he is the forgotten player on this roster that has the ability to get you 15 to 20. But he doesn't get the ball. He doesn't get the touches because the other guys are so ball dominant. Granted, Shepard coming in, he's a shooter. Shot 54% from the field, 52% from three from last year, which is unheard of on so many different levels.
Right.
But when you have two ball dominant point guards that are shoot first, it's difficult for everybody else to for you to add another point guard into that scenario that also needs the ball in his hands. So I think it's just a weird direction it seems like they're going in with this roster.
And as well, man, like if he was more, I think he'd be better if he came in like, I mean, he could score the ball, and like you just said, but like if he was known way more for defense, then I feel like he would be. I feel like he'd be a way better fit. But obviously, like I said, I like his game and stuff like that. I just feel like I'm just going with that, man. I just feel like he's kind of a so-so fit.
Do you think, what? I think they should have gone the route of a defensive stopper, maybe. Maybe a defensive stopper. Because you got a lot of scoring, but Dylan Brooks is only going to get you so far in that defensive stopper department. I mean, class act, speaking of Jalen Green, he's actually there at the draft and he just took a picture with Shepard as soon as he stepped off the stage. That's
Okay.
classy in my opinion. You don't see that a whole lot. Star players at the draft waiting for their, team's drafted, pick to get off the stage and congratulate him and take pictures. I think that's
Right.
dope. That's a dope move by
Yeah,
Jalen
yeah.
Green.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Needed
Just,
some time away from old girl.
For sure. You know what I mean? Shout out to the family. You know what I mean? It's funny enough, I was just about to say something like that. Just
Hey, she
you
said,
beat me
she
to
said
it.
you gonna have some time out the house.
You know what I mean?
Sign that permission slip.
You know.
All right, so
Yeah, you got
On
an
the-
18-year permission slip, but all right.
that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Shout out to the brothers, man. Do your thing. Man.
Shout
It's
out
so-
Sterl.
Shout out.
Shout out Sterling.
Yeah, now. Oh, yeah. I see. What up, though?
Hey man, sometimes you just gotta get away.
Man.
You just gotta get away.
Just keep it classy, dude. Like, we hear too many stories of these athletes, man, and all this is like UFC they doing at the crib, dude. I just hope everything is just A-okay. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, that's what we preach, dude. Like, we, you know what I mean?
Hey, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about, I'll say it in a minute. San Antonio
Yeah.
got their pick in.
Got you.
With the 4th pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Stephon Castle from the University of Connecticut.
Stephon Castle.
Ooh.
Who they get?
They got Stephon Castle from UConn. I love that pick.
Okay.
I love that. And you know what? Everybody's been saying for the past couple years, you need to go trade for a star guard. James Harden, Chris Paul, Murray, Trae Young. They drafted a dude with star potential. They drafted a dude with star potential. Somebody, and you know what's crazy? We also talked about Greg Popovich being done in the league for the past couple years. We've seen the Spurs, how they looked. And I think they just took some time and re-upped. Big
Castle
East
is a
freshman of
dog.
the year.
Right. I was about to say Castle is a dog.
Yeah, I like that pick. I like that pick a lot, specifically because he's efficient. He can go. He can finish. He's clutch. But it's not a situation where it's a player that's going to try and get 25 to 30 and leave his big man out to dry. I think he's smart enough to understand how to play the game, playing with Hurley at UConn. If my big needs a bucket, or the go-to player on the team needs a bucket, I know how to get them the ball. I know they're a priority to receive the ball in this moment. I think they got the right PG. I think
I'm
they
be honest
got
with
the
you,
right PG.
I think he's more on the, and I'm not comparing the two, just the correlation. It reminds me of when Penny Hardaway came in, and he said when they first started, like kind of not saying games, but I'm saying mentality. He first came in, he already knew Shaq was there, and he was like, "Look, in order for me to be even considered anything, or for them to look at me, or even for me to be cool with Shaq, that blue chips pickup game, he said, I just kept throwing on the ball. Next thing you know, Shaq like, hey, we got to get him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel,
and you know
that's
what's
how
crazy?
I feel.
I think he's Drew Holiday. He's Drew Holiday.
He got the size like him.
Yeah.
He got the size
I
like
think,
him.
but if you remember, think back in Philly, all right? They wanted Drew to be the next guy. That just wasn't his mentality. His mentality was run the offense, do what I'm supposed to do on offense, hit open shots, take open shots. I can get to the basket. I can finish. I can do, X, Y, and Z. And on the defensive side of the ball, I'm going to lock you up.
Lock.
So I think he's got that same mentality Drew had when he walked into the Philadelphia 76ers job. But I mean, but in terms of what we was talking about before the pick came through, Jalen Green and Dre, I mean, I'm pretty sure that his stepson is almost the same age as him. So they might have just had a boys' night out. That's just what I'm thinking. Hurley is standing up there with old boy from UConn, but yeah, they probably just had a boys' night out. That's all. You know? Yeah.
I played 2K with my son.
Hey, they might as well be brothers, bro. They like 3 or 4 years apart.
I played 2K with my brother's son.
My brother's son. Hey, that's crazy.
Shout out. He's a dog for sure. I just saw it, man.
Hurley's up there. He
Shout out to
probably
Hurley.
gonna be telling lies about how he was really interested in being that Lakers head coach,
Right.
but a better opportunity was at UConn to go,
You know.
three-peat.
You know, he gonna give his speech, man.
I was
you know,
watching Gil Serena. There's like, that man was lying. Woj dropped that information so he can get paid at UConn.
Oh yeah.
All right, so on the clock, the Detroit Pistons. All right, here's my perspective on the Detroit Pistons.
Come on,
Been here
Detroit.
all my life. All right, never called myself a Pistons fan, but I understand how the game goes here. All right, you can only have one good Detroit team in the city at a time. You can only have one.
Fact.
All right,
That's a fact, bro.
and listen. Blake Griffin, he made the basketball gods mad when he got them to the playoffs all them years back when he came here. He wasn't supposed to do that. He was supposed to get injured, go off into the sunset, and be done. But he decided to fight through the injury and get them to the playoffs. They wasn't supposed to be good that year. Detroit Lions, they played great this year.
Right.
Phenomenal. Playoffs, Final Four. There's no way the Pistons was going to have a good season. No way possible. Then you fire the guy you just hired, supposed to be here for what, 5 or 6 years. You fire him. And on top of that, you still got to pay him $60 million for the remainder of his contract. So he's making $85 million to stay home. His $85 million to stay home right now is bigger than any contract the Lakers offered Hurley and JJ Redick. To stay home.
Chill out.
That don't make no sense to me. And I think Budenholzer, a championship coach. The coach that actually beat Monty Williams in the NBA Finals, he's only getting 50. He's only getting 50 million. And you giving a dude that much money to stay home. Now listen, my opinion on the Detroit Pistons issue is that's a front office problem. You got Cade Cunningham, you got Isaiah Stewart, you got, Duran. I seen Duran in person, and that dude is a beast. He is a beast. And if you play FanDuel, he is a triple-double machine. There's so much upside to his game. It's crazy. I think he's like a baby Dwight Howard. Think back when Dwight was 1 or 2 years in the league. I think he has that type of potential to be a consistent 20 and 10 guy every single night. They got a lot of talent. All right, you got the other Thompson twin. They just don't know what style they want to play based on the players that they keep drafting and getting in trades. I mean, yeah, you can blame that on Monty Williams, but also you got to consider the fact that Cade Cunningham was out for majority of the season. They're 14-68. Okay, I understand. Everybody's going to take some responsibility, but to say this is solely on the coach, when in actuality, we know that your organization is terrible at trading and drafting players. Like I just think this is just a situation where Detroit is in a no-win. You can't be the worst team in the league consistently, and you only get the 5th pick in the draft.
Dude, I can't lie, I was heartbroken. Like, I thought we was destined for number 1, but like you said, only one team when it comes to the city, man. I mean, it dates all the way. I mean, whether it's hockey, and then everybody else is nothing. The
Yeah.
Detroit Shock, and then everybody else is nothing.
Bro, wait. The Shock and the Pistons were good at the same time. Does it count? Does it not count because they in the same sport? Is that what it is?
I think that's where I was going with it, but like, I guess I was going with it, like basketball in general. But yeah.
Pick is in.
Let's see what's up.
NBA draft, the Detroit Pistons select Ron Holland II from Dallas, Texas, and the NBA G League's team Ignite.
All right, so listen. The only way you could have made a big splash in the draft was to get maybe Bronny James, if I'm the Detroit Pistons. They get Ron Holland II from the Ignite team, the G League team.
Mm-hmm.
Again, what are we doing? What direction are we moving in? I don't think anybody in that organization knows. Gold medals, 21, U16, 22, U17. Second overall recruit in 2023 ESPN Top 100. 19 points, 2.5 steals for the Ignite team in the G League. This is my personal opinion about the G League Ignite team. Guys make that jump from high school to go there just to bypass college. But I don't think anybody's really being developed. I don't think anybody's really being prepared for the NBA game. You've seen it with Scoot. All right, Scoot went the Ignite route, got drafted, and he struggled. All right, the NBA game is extremely different from the G League and even from college. I think college teaches you the discipline and all that other stuff, and they're allowed to be a lot more physical. You have to play defense at the college level. You have to guard your position. I don't think the G League really does that, does a good job of preparing high-level draft picks for that.
Right.
Ron Holland II from the Ignite, drafted 5th overall by the Detroit Pistons. 20 points, 6.7 rebounds, 3.1 assists, 2.4 steals per game. But apparently, what I've been hearing recently from Tom Harberstraw is that steals don't really mean what they mean. All right, somebody could have gave you those steals. Those steals are probably fake stats. But go check out my video I did on Michael Jordan on my YouTube channel.
For sure.
Little plug, right? So let me know in the chat how y'all feel about the Detroit Pistons drafting Ron Holland II.
I don't I can't lie, man. I still wish we had another big, dude. Like, I don't believe in Wiseman like that. I like Durr.
I forgot about Wiseman.
You know what I mean?
Forgot about
That's
Wiseman.
what I'm
They
saying.
still got Bagley too.
Yeah, man. I just don't. Those two, man. I just don't.
It's just
You know what I mean? I just don't, man. Like I don't. And I just feel like we have enough in terms of the 1, 2, and 3 part. Injuries played a part. You know what I'm saying? Chemistry and everything like that. Everything kind of whatever. But yeah, I just feel like that. I feel like we just need an anchor, dude. And then whatever anchor that is, help with that anchor. You know what I mean? I think we just failed.
Sterl said the Pistons trash.
Super trash brothers, bro. Like, and I'm a Detroit fan, but like, I'm with you.
Hey,
Sterl,
he
I'm
said,
with you
see what he said?
I'm with you, bro. Yeah.
He said front office, all UCal alumni.
Man,
that's crazy. All right, so let's take a
UCal.
little. Let's do it. Hey, so
me
and Ramon told him what UCal was, and he been going crazy.
UCal is so long, yo. Big shout out Sterl on that one.
All right, so we're looking at the top 5 picks. The Hawks took Zachary Reisinger, Alex Starr from France. Both of those guys are Frenchmen. Reed Shepard from Kentucky, Stephon Castle from UConn, and Ron Holland II from G League Ignite rounds out the top 5 for the NBA draft. Are we gonna just call this probably the worst top 5 that we've seen in forever? Like, can anybody think of a top 5 that's worse than this one?
I don't know, man. I don't want to say yeah, only because like the name. I just want to see them play first in order to like make a real
But
judgment. But
yeah,
like,
but you got to think too. It's also a part of. It's also about the name attached to
yeah,
said player coming in. I mean, I was I was thinking, think 80, 84, 96,
hmm
2004, yeah, 2003, 2005. Those are some. I mean, 2003 is probably the greatest draft of all time, in my opinion. All right.
yeah.
But how do we like? I don't know. I just don't know what to do because I guess it's kind of the same thing with the All-Star game. It's gonna be a lot of years in between these great drafts, and then in between it's gonna be like a couple terrible ones, one or two drafts that are just absolutely trash.
Yeah.
The case can be made that the WNBA draft was by far better than this year's draft. And the next year, I think it's next year or 2 years, that draft is going to be even better because you got the expansion team that's going to be involved in the draft. And then you got Paige Beckers and Juju Watkins.
Juju.
Right? Now listen, when it comes to college basketball, I'm not talking about men's versus women's. I'm talking about period.
Yeah.
Paige Beckers is probably my favorite college basketball player. And then Juju Watkins is probably second.
Right.
I think Juju, and I've said this before, she is the second coming of Carmelo Anthony at Syracuse. She's another player. If she ever figures out the science of being a professional scorer, the efficiency behind it, getting to every spot every single time, this is what I do. You can't stop me.
And she's second coming of like a Maya Moore. Yeah.
I knew he was gonna say that. I knew he was gonna
Yeah.
say that. Yeah, she's that.
Because the way she moves
She's
and like
that.
just it's instinct
Bro,
for her.
she
instinct.
is that.
It's tough. It's
And
tough when you know how to do stuff, and then it's tough when you know how to do stuff and instinctively can do it.
But it's how easily she makes it look.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't look like she's putting forth any extra effort. Like if she makes a move here and she get cut off, oh, bink. It's simple, it's easy, it's smooth. It doesn't look like it's choppy or anything like that. Her game has such a beautiful rhythm to it.
Yeah.
It's just, for me, I'm not talking about men's versus women. I'm talking about basketball, period. Okay?
Tough.
I seen this girl catch it off the glass, fast break, behind the back, tween again, lay, reverse, and never break stride. Never broke stride once. All right. So miss me with all the men's, more athletic. Miss me with that.
Right.
Juju Watkins is like that. Paige Beckers is a superstar. I've been trying to track down a Paige Beckers, her high school jersey. One of the coldest I've seen. One of the coldest.
Word.
Yeah. Her high school jersey was cold. I'm trying to get that.
That's what's up. Who on the clock next?
Pretty sure it is.
Charlotte?
Drafted. They already drafted Charlotte. Charlotte got another French dude.
Who Charlotte get?
They got. I'm not gonna pronounce his name.
Oh, okay.
It's not.
For sure.
But they might have announced the pick. On my end, it's saying it's a commercial break.
Okay.
I probably just missed the announcement, but again, we don't know who he is. And it's no disrespect to any of these guys. That is not why we're saying that these guys are, probably part of the worst NBA draft. We're saying that there's no stars in this draft. There's no star players in this draft. This is a draft filled with role player potential. That is all this draft is. And you know what? That might be why we haven't seen any trades or anything like that happen right now in the draft, because everybody's looking for somebody to fill a role. Everybody needs somebody to come in and just do a job. So, I mean, like I said, the French team in the next Olympics is going to be scary. I think so. Sar and Salawan, I'm think that's how you pronounce his name, but I think those guys are like 6'9" to 6'11". Wemby 7'3", and then old boy that got taken as the first round draft, the first pick of the draft, he's like 6'6" or something like. Let me see what his let me see. 6'9".
Yeah, 6'9".
So he's 6'9". Sarr is 7 feet tall. And Buddy is 6'9". Do they produce point guards outside of Tony Parker? Goodness gracious.
I don't know, but like, what I do know is a lot of those guys are just, again, like everybody is like a 3-4 hybrid.
They all play the same
honestly,
position.
maybe even more of a like a 2-3 hybrid. They just happen to be very,
you know what
very
it
tall.
does though? You know what it does?
Yeah.
If you look at Team USA, they can't afford to have that same style of play where you have, you know, a guy that's 6'5", 6'6" playing the power forward or playing the center for extended period of time. I think those days are over.
Yeah.
Those days are over. We're going to play traditional 5-4-3-2-1 basketball. Everybody's going to play their actual position.
Yeah.
On the clock right now, Portland Trailblazers, Donovan Clingan,
I'm still ready.
Buzelis, Dalton Neck, Rob Dillingham, Cody Williams, Devin Carter, Walter from Baylor, Jared McCain, Zach Edey. All these guys are still available. Portland's pick is in, but I'm not too confident. They made some pretty boneheaded picks in recent years. I wouldn't say boneheaded picks. All right, Scoot Henderson was a good draft pick.
Yeah.
But the trade for that they made involving Damian Lillard, I don't think they got the pieces that they needed to get in order to make the bounce back legitimate. I think they're going to be stuck in this rebuilding phase for a while. 21-61 was their record. They have the number 7 and 14 picks. You got Brogdon, Scoot Henderson, you know, Jeremy Grant. You had to pay him a ton of money, but the pick is in.
You don't think it worked out
NBA
with
draft.
the
Portland Trailblazers select Donovan Clingan from the University of Connecticut.
Okay, Donovan Clingan from UConn goes to the Portland Trailblazers, and you just got DeAndre Ayton in the trade.
Oh man.
Why does this? Why are you not making sense? That's not the right draft pick. That's not the right pick. And what I'm saying, and this is
Who was it again?
Donovan Clingan, the star player from UConn, the big man.
Okay. Gotcha,
And the reason why I say it's the wrong pick is to the point I made a while ago. A lot of these guys that can be elite at their position, they're not going to be satisfied with being backups. And then DeAndre Ayton's not going to be satisfied with being, all right, if I don't play well in a couple years, I could be on the move in a trade or, you know, expendable, or I could get benched and he go, you know what I'm saying? Like, guys aren't keen on the idea of having a great backup unit or a great backup player at their position or being a great backup player for their position.
Right.
Not a lot of guys like doing that. You're not going to see, you know, a situation. I mean, this is completely different because they have, you know, their energy, effort, shot blocking, defense type of guys, but Lively and Gafford. All right. That dynamic is not universal around the league.
Right.
So you keep drafting guys to play the exact same position. You keep trading for guys to play the exact same position. You drafted Scoot Henderson to be your next franchise player. Then you traded for Malcolm Brogdon. Brogdon started off, he was on the bench. Scoot wasn't playing well, so Brogdon ended up starting. Like, there's situations like that where I'd rather get a veteran presence, but keep building with younger guys.
Right.
Sam Presti is the perfect example of this. They drafted guys that were elite and skilled. They traded for more young guys, and they brought someone in like Chris Paul at the time to bring along SGA, teach him how to play the position, also show him how to play his own game in his own style within the flow of the offense or whatever OKC was trying to do.
Right.
They're not doing anything like that. They're just stockpiling talent, players at positions that play different, you know, styles or whatever the case may be. They're just drafting picks based on where they are in the draft.
Right.
I don't see anything from Portland that tells me they're gonna get out of this hole anytime soon, considering the fact that they gave Jeremy Grant max money.
Man, yeah, not look, man. Shout out to Jeremy Grant, man. Like you already know how I feel about him, especially when he was with Detroit. But like, yeah, when I even with Aiden, man, like you said, a couple years, I'm looking like eyes open, like yeah, a couple years, like when honestly, I feel like even with Dame and everything leaving and how that whole thing, I feel like they almost became. Well, before I say that, I'll say this. I think the time with Scoop, I think Scoop is gonna flourish eventually. I just got faith in that.
Oh yeah, I think he's
but
gonna
I
be
do
great.
agree with you in terms of like the elite, in terms of getting them to pro level. But when it comes to the team as a whole, yeah, I feel like they like took steps back and now they look like the Magic from a year or so ago.
Before they
Yeah.
got Paolo.
Yep. Mm-hmm. They just look like, okay, like we didn't do anything with this, and now we have zero identity. Which also tells me based on CJ and Dame and everything else, which we've known for a long time anyway, y'all never had like culture necessarily. Like y'all never had a real outside of him.
You just had a
paying y'all
supreme
bills.
talent.
Yeah, outside of him paying y'all bills, y'all had no
Yeah.
identity for real.
And you know what's crazy is we all thought when Chauncey got hired that was the perfect player coach, relationship, because we always compared Dame to Chauncey. Now he's coaching him. You trade away CJ McCollum, but you don't add another piece. You don't add anybody that's going to rock with Dame, that's going to be able to go and get 25 to 30. If I'm trading CJ, draft picks, and I'm going to get somebody like Paul George. I'm going to get somebody like Brandon Ingram. Don't send him over there with Zion and Brandon Ingram to form a new big three, and when healthy, they're the number 3 team in the Western Conference. Like, that's just stupid to me. If you're going to trade CJ, pair Dame up with a star player. Now you trade everybody. You trade, Dame, you trade CJ, you trade away Nurkic, but you don't really get anything in return that says we have a star player we can build around.
Right.
You don't have that. DeAndre Ayton is not that guy. He's not that guy. He's a fraud. He's not a bust. He's 15-8, 15-10, but he's a fraudulent star. I think we figured that out fairly quickly, especially when he got to Portland and he wasn't putting up any numbers now that he was the focal point of the whole entire offense. Spurs pick is in. They got the 8th pick. You already got Stephon Castle. Dillingham is on the board. I don't know if it'll be smart to get Dillingham, though, because you still got the Jones brother. You still got Vassell. You still got Keldon Johnson. None of those players have been on the move. But I think if they do get somebody like Rob Dillingham and you already have Stephon Castle on your roster, that could be signs that those other 2 guys are on the move. But if you want to go the route, complete rebuild around talented players, it wouldn't be a bad idea to get Rob Dillingham at this number 8 pick. Zach Edey is on the board still. I'm gonna keep saying his name throughout the entire time I'm on here, because somebody had better pick up Zach Edey.
Yeah, I'm with you on Rob, man.
Yeah, but the pick is in. We'll see what they decide to do. What do you think about Wemby's rookie season?
Wemby rookie season was honestly phenomenal to me personally. When looking at the team, I know we got to do team as a whole, but like we didn't expect that much from that team to begin with.
Yeah.
Personally, it's just a lot of guys who, they're
hold that thought. We're gonna get right back to that. Pick is in.
The San Antonio Spurs select Rob Dillingham.
Rob Dillingham.
There it is.
So Rob Dillingham goes at number 8 to the San Antonio Spurs from Kentucky. My JV guys, my freshman guys, they're gonna be excited to hear that. Rob paired up with Wemby and you pair him up with Stefan Stefan Castle. You know what just crossed my mind?
Urkel?
Huh?
Urkel?
Nah, not that.
Oh,
not
okay.
that. What are the Pistons doing? Talent is going to everywhere else except Detroit. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But Dillingham, Stefan Castle, that means that Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, they're probably going to be on the move sometime soon. And I like that because there's no ego of an established star coming in saying, hey, I'm the guy, follow my lead, when you have a generational talent like Wemby. He doesn't have to do that. He can fully step into his role. I'm the guy. I'm looking at next year, 26 to 30 points a game, 12 rebounds, 3 blocks, couple steals, maybe 4 assists, 3 or 4 assists, somewhere around there. If they can build around him, now you got 2 guards, 2 ball handlers, guys that can score and play defense. I'm thinking, I think Doug McDermott is there. No, I'm not sure. No. I think he went back to Indiana. Got to double check. But anyways, get another elite shooter on the court. Get a elite shooter around Wemby. And like then I would say get a defensive stopper, a guy that you can say, all right, look at the schedule. LeBron's coming to town. Kevin Durant's coming to town. Paul George, Kawhi Leonard's coming to town. Get somebody that's going to be your consistent lockdown defender. I'm not talking about somebody like Dylan Brooks. I'm talking about a Mikal Bridges type player. You know what I'm saying? You need fill that role of a lockdown defender. I think the San Antonio Spurs are going to end up looking like the San Antonio Spurs of old with a little remix in about 3 years. I think we're going to be talking about San Antonio in 3 years as a top 4 seed.
Okay. And I like the fact that they got Rob, man, because I think him and Castle stylistically, it actually goes into the conversation about DeJounte Murray and I just forget bro name. Ice Trey.
Yeah.
So it's funny because now that obviously that's been a topic of the conversation for a minute. Obviously even in the beginning of the stream, in terms of Trey, when you get guys like that, those 2 guys like that, and they coming in. What's up?
Keep going with what you're saying. I'll say it when you're done.
All right. Pretty much like in a nutshell, having those 2 guys come in, obviously Rob more of a scoring type, and stuff like that. Both guys are, like you said, going to come in with less egos. They already know who it is in terms of the number 1, and they just get in where they fit in at this point.
I'm going to say this, and then we're going to get to the Grizzlies pick. Their pick is in. They're picking number 9. Utah's at number 10. Chicago's at 11. But the Pistons don't have a coach on draft night. Shout out to Roy Forbes, Mega 3 in the chat.
Oh, shout out to you, fam.
They don't have a coach on draft night.
I ain't getting no text about me being a coach. No.
How do you go into draft night and not have a coach?
Dude.
And you're the worst team in the league.
That's worst team in the league.
You're getting a team. You're building a team for a coach you don't have yet.
Yep.
But how do you know that the coach that you're going to hire is going to like the roster that you built for him? Because if I'm a new head coach and I'm coming into a new situation like the Detroit Pistons, okay, can we figure out a way to build around this particular style of play, this philosophy that I have? Philosophy, Pistons, y'all don't know what y'all doing. Y'all don't know.
Philosophy,
y'all
dude.
don't know what y'all doing. And listen, I live here, but I'm not a fan.
Man.
Y'all trash.
Hey, but I'll tell you what I am a fan of outside the playbook. Hey, y'all hit the like button.
Yes, sir.
Sure
hit that like button.
Appreciate
like
y'all
I said,
sticking around.
Like I said, man, this is the road to 575. We already at 549 subscribers, but we're gonna keep climbing. This is Playbook in one stop, but one stop is not here. He is a coach for 7U football. They had a 7-on-7 tonight. He
Yep.
trying to come back as a back-to-back champion, but the Memphis Grizzlies pick is in. So let's hear what Adam Silver had to say.
Let's get it.
9th pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Zach Edey from Toronto.
The Memphis Grizzlies
I'm
just
scared.
took Zach Edey. Dang it.
Grizz got Zach?
Yeah, man. That's a great pick, bro.
That's tough. That's tough.
That's a great pick.
That's tough.
Come on, bro.
That's tough.
Come on, bro.
All they need, look, they need another 3.
Oh. The Timberwolves just traded Rob Dillingham for 2 future picks. So the Spurs traded 2 picks for Rob Dillingham. He's on his way to Minnesota.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Wow. Let's unpack that for a second because Mike
Okay.
Conley, aging point guard, had to play significant minutes in the NBA playoffs.
Mhm.
Played well, played very well, but you always got to, get that next guy prepared.
Right.
Rob Dillingham for the Minnesota Timberwolves and their trajectory going into the future.
Mm-hmm.
That is a phenomenal trade. I love that
Yeah.
trade. But let's talk about Zach Edey.
Okay.
Let's talk about Zach Edey, man. The reason why I wanted him in Miami is because he's a good rim protector.
Mhm.
He is, that man is 7 feet tall of Windex. All right.
7'4".
He gonna clean that glass without failure. Okay. But he can finish around the basket. I'm not talking about just dunking. I'm
No.
talking about left hand, right hand around the cup. 25 points,
Tough.
22 points, 14 points, 8.7 points from his freshman year to his senior year in reverse order. He went from 4 rebounds to 12.9 his junior year and then to 12.2 rebounds his senior year. All-time Purdue leading scorer and rebounder. 4-year player. They don't typically like those in the NBA. But Rob Dillingham next to Jaren Jackson, next to John Morant, next to Desmond Bane. What does that look like for the Memphis Grizzlies next season?
I think it's a great situation. Honestly, I think I think just even from a rebounding standpoint, obviously like he can do what he do in terms of scoring the ball, but you just need another dog. And I think he's a dog. And I think him being in college for so long, he's mature.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that. So like I feel like it'll be a way easier transition for him, personally. And being 7'4" helps. You know what I mean? So here we go. Pistons making Van Gundy look like Jerry West.
That's crazy.
But yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man.
I think Memphis just need another 3-and-D dog, man.
I'm
Another
not gonna
defensive
lie.
dog, man.
I'm kind of salty about that.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
kinda
yeah,
salty
for
about
sure.
that. What is Miami doing, bro?
Bro.
What are they doing?
Right.
And listen. Everybody needs to have this clarified for them. Pat Riley is not the one making the final decisions on trades and signings. Mickey Arison has vetoed the last 3 or 4 big time trades we had on the board. Utah's pick is in. Their pick number 10.
With the 10th pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Utah Jazz select Cody Williams from the University of Colorado.
Cody
Cody Williams from the University of Colorado.
Okay.
Going to Utah at the 10th spot. So that rounds out the top 10. So let's look at the official draft board right now.
Okay.
See what we got. We got Zachary Reisinger going to Atlanta, Alex Sarr going to Washington, Reed Shepard at Houston, Stephon Castle in San Antonio, Ron Holland II, Salyun from France, he's going to Charlotte, Donovan Clingan going to UConn, Rob Dillingham of Kentucky, drafted by San Antonio, just got traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves for 2 future picks. Zach Edey from Purdue going to Memphis, and Cody Williams from Colorado is going to Utah. You got the Chicago Bulls, OKC at the 12th spot, Sacramento Kings at 13, 14 Portland, and Miami at that 15th spot. Oh, man. Yeah, I think we needed that pick. I think we needed that pick.
I look, man, we've been saying it for the last few years or even longer than that we need a legit 5, man.
Yeah.
We need a legit 5
now,
to just
yeah. Bam got his money, okay?
Yeah.
Bam got his money. Isaiah Hartenstein is possibly on the move. Okay? He's possibly on the move because you had to bring in Mikal Bridges. Okay? You had to make that move. But then you just gave OG Anunoby his money. 3-year deal. I think he getting 120 or something like that. Something like that. But you had to pay OG. You're still keeping Julius Randle, so the books is going to get tight. Hartenstein played crazy well in the playoffs.
Yep.
Made all the, the plays that you need to make from a 5 that's not getting touches, that's not getting plays called for him, not getting post-ups. Clean the glass, take charges, play defense. When you switch, contain, rebound, catch lobs, dunks, finish, easy drop-offs, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's somebody that can help a team like Miami who needs a 5 to come off the bench. Thomas Bryant is not going to do it. I try to be, every time somebody comes to Miami, I try to be so extremely optimistic. But he's one of those people, like, you kind of already knew, like, all right, he ain't going to be no help to Bam Adebayo. But like I said, great pickup for the Memphis Grizzlies, getting Zach Edey. At 10, you get Cody Williams. Chicago Bulls are on the clock at number 11. Right? Now, Zach LaVine has been thrown into every possible trade scenario that the Bulls can cook up. Okay?
Right.
This pick is going to tell us even more if he's going to be there next season. DeMar DeRozan is also somebody who's possibly going to be on the move. Aging star, but can still get buckets. Clutch player, contention every single year. 20 to 25 every single night. He's expanded his game to be able to get you 5 assists consistently. And then you look at the fact that if he's on a championship contender, he's not going to have to play heavy minutes really until the playoffs. So if I'm the LA Lakers, if I'm the LA Clippers, if I'm maybe somebody like the Grizzlies who want to add veteran leadership, if I'm like Golden State and I want to get to the point where this is the last run for us and we got to make something happen. If I'm the Philadelphia 76ers, I'm intrigued by DeRozan. If I'm the Sacramento Kings, I'm intrigued by Zach LaVine. Those two guys are more than likely not going to be in Chicago come next season because you don't move the type of player that Alex Caruso is if you plan on keeping the other two. Alex Caruso is the type of player you have so the other two doesn't have to carry the workload that they need to carry if he's not there, right?
Exactly.
So all those guys are probably gone. What do you think the Bulls should do here? Should they draft someone to fill those two positions, or should they stand pat, find somebody to fill spots?
It's weird with Chicago, man. Well, if we're thinking that they're going to be on the way out pretty soon, I say, I say pick somebody along those lines of that position, man, because of the fact that they just, with the Caruso thing, they just picked Giddey, right? Giddey?
Yep, they just picked up Josh Giddey. And
I think, granted, OKC, they had their own pace, but I felt like the Bulls, though they are like a kind of a half-court team, with Caruso, they were a little bit faster. I think with
just
Giddey,
Caruso, there's somebody else you're forgetting a part of that equation.
Kobe?
Lonzo Ball,
right? Okay.
Lonzo Ball. Kobe he's quick, he's fast, but Kobe is, I see the majority of his points coming in the half court.
Right.
Lonzo Ball was more so about getting the ball up the floor quick, keeping that pace at a high level. You don't have Caruso, which is another athletic, player. No Lonzo Ball to keep that pace going. Zach LaVine's always injured.
Yeah.
DeRozan's getting older.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got to revamp. And I think not Edie. My mind is still stuck on them not picking him.
For sure.
Josh Giddey.
Yeah.
Josh Giddey is the perfect complement to Kobe White. Perfect complement. You can put the ball in Giddey's hands. Kobe White can be more of an off-the-ball scorer, shooter, slasher, stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's the direction that they're heading in.
And my bad, man, real quick. Like, if you see me, like, kind of, it's because these contacts are crazy, man. But, like,
Oh, no, you good. You good.
Yeah.
I got to step away for just 1 second. You mind taking over the chat?
Yeah, do your thing, man. Do your thing. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell y'all right now. Obviously, a Miami fan. I'm a Detroit fan as well because I'm from the city. But, like, I just with this one pick that we have in the first round, I just hope something come out of it though. But how's everybody doing, man? If you're in here right now, please hit that like button. Hit the like button. Show some support to my guy. We already showing support by even tuning in, by coming in, and it's greatly appreciated at the end of the day. You know, shout out to the homie Ramon. Shout out to him. He was out, you know what I'm saying, doing what he got to do and everything like that. You know, Mr. One Stop. So big shout out to him as well. And then shout out to the homie, you know, outside, man, OTP in the building for even making this happen. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we just all trying to get better at the end of the day. So, Edie, I agree with bro. I wish Edie was coming with us over in Miami. Hey, these contacts are crazy. But, like, I think I do agree. I do agree with bro in the sense of names when it comes to this draft. I feel like everybody is still. I think even when it comes to overseas players and stuff like that, I think we still like in our bubble in terms of we only really care about if somebody is like a very, very, very significant name in terms of like star power or something like that. Like you know, like a Wemby is somebody who's gonna always be looked at no matter where he is. Like he could have been somewhere in a jungle and he would have still been sought after. So when you look at these other guys, like, you know, I'm not gonna say the worst draft or anything yet, because I typically like seeing people play at the biggest stage in order for me to make a real distinction. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes you can see it, but it's not even until you play, you know, see those guys to even do that. So I just know this draft was basically like about Bronny and a couple other guys. So and then when it comes to Detroit, man, look, it just is what it is with those guys for now, man. I don't see. I mean, I don't see any significant change too much. I like Thompson personally. I like Cade. Hopefully he comes back 100%. And even when we was talking about Chicago just now, I won't hope Lonzo come back real strong and everything like that. But I definitely think, I just hope DeRozan and those guys are able to go to DeRozan and Levine are able to go to contenders and not get put in a position like a Nick Van Exel where LA just sent him to like Denver at the time, who weren't that great, and they did it specifically so he wouldn't be a threat. So you muted, bro. I don't know if you talk.
My bad, man. I had to
No, you
check
good,
on
bro.
this. Hey, so don't say it. Don't say it. I know you seen it. Don't say it. Don't say it. We not giving that team no life on this stream. Not here.
Yeah,
They not getting no airtime on this stream. I'm putting all that gear that I had previously that's going in the garage sale this summer.
Oh man.
Out of here. Out of here.
Shout out to Megan, bro.
Yeah, man. My stupid dog. Then got a hold
You
to
sound
this.
like you
Then
sound
got a
like
hold to
Courage.
this pizza I had. I bought earlier.
You sound like Courage the Cowardly Dog. You sound like Eustace. That's what
I'll
I'm.
tell you what. You seen 101 Dalmatians?
Yeah.
Huh. Huh. You feel me? And he a husky too, so that'd be some nice fur. I'm just
Yeah,
playing.
man.
I'm just playing. Hey, I don't need nobody coming after me, anything like that. I don't have the type of audience to where, you know, they're gonna be on my head about talking about my dog like that. But you know, I got love for him.
Right.
He just ate
And
my
it's
food,
cool.
so
At the end of the day, man, all dogs go to heaven, so you good. You know what I mean? That's what they told me. That's what they told me. They said they 100 from the field.
Man. But yeah, so we're not gonna talk about that. All right.
He said he
We're
got
just
all the clovers in the chat.
We're just gonna ignore that. We're just gonna ignore that. All right.
No, only thing I can say, I'm be honest, only thing I can say about this was in it my dog. That next morning I was like, why they do my dog like that, man? Everybody, man, searching for a moment. I'm like, oh, just say you're going. I was looking at the TV like, just say you're going to Disney World. Just say you're going to Disney World.
That's just
Please.
yeah.
He wanted to say anything is possible. I would have rather him say anything is possible.
Yeah, that was corny. He was being light skinned.
I would have I would have rather him just said it and then like get that. Other
Man,
than
you
just
see,
like,
you see the video of him in the club.
No.
He did the Kanye. Like no original material. No original material. They wanted to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know. Like corny. None of your own material.
Come on, man.
And then he said the same thing that everybody was saying. They said the same thing that Steph said when they beat them. Like, bro, you got to come up with your own stuff.
Everybody at the crib sitting there like, he stole my whole fucking flow. Word for word, bar for bar.
Drake. I was hiding my kid from the world. I was hiding the world from my kid. Drake. Drake.
Dog. Man. Shout out to J-Tay, man. He
Hey, yo.
What up?
That still count. We not saying no names.
Oh yeah.
They not getting no airtime.
I don't even know. No, I was talking about
number 0.
I was talking about Justin Timberlake, man.
Number 0 that wears green.
They're
not getting no airtime.
That's the only JT I was talking about. Crimea River, NSYNC.
Oh, speaking of rivers, did you see somebody was pouring that champagne on his face? They was giving him that Chris Bosh treatment.
Wait, what?
Yeah. It's out there. Look it up. Use Google.
Oh my goodness. Come on, man.
Yep. Chris Bosh, you can go now.
Come on, man.
All right, but OKC, number 12 pick. Sam Presti is unbelievable at draft picks.
Definitely.
I think you might see him go with maybe a 5. I don't think Filipowski's been drafted yet. I don't think Filipowski's been drafted yet. I think they need to shore up their position at the big spot. That's gonna be my guess. I think they're gonna go with old boy from Duke.
Okay. OKC looks so decent right now. It's like it's tough to even
listen. That Caruso move.
Yeah.
That move is going to be a game changer come the playoffs.
I think
Nobody's really paying attention to how important that move was considering the fact that you couldn't play Giddy because he couldn't play defense. Now you get one of the most versatile defenders in the league.
Dude.
That's tough.
And you
They on the
talking
clock
about
now. They
energy.
pick his in.
2024 NBA Draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Nikola Topic from Belgrade, Serbia, and Serbia's Savina.
All right, Nikola Topic from Serbia. All right.
Okay.
Apparently, they just run out of names in that country. I don't know what the problem is, but everybody's name is Nikola.
Thanks.
Everybody's name is Nikola. I mean,
Maybe it's like no, it's like Nicholas, but like, okay, yeah, okay, I got you.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
definitely. A lot of mics.
Topic, 6'6". I mean, pretty much everybody on that team is the same size too, so you're gonna be able to switch a lot.
Yeah.
MVP 2023 European Championship, U18. I mean, I would imagine he can be a stretch player. I imagine he can shoot the three probably. 'Cause Sam Presti is big on drafting for what is needed. He's one of those players that is one of those GMs and presidents that's going to draft what he needs. All right. So, I would imagine he can space the floor, shoot from deep. They're showing the highlights of his game right now.
Yeah, I'm watching him too.
So they're saying
Great
he's
in
a shot
terms of
creator, so
slashing,
probably.
man. He's not afraid of contact.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, sir. I was unfamiliar with your game. He was playing with Nikola Jovic too, so they was going crazy together. I do know that. Oh, okay.
And he got a motor, bro.
Okay. Court vision. Step through, low pickup, lay.
He
High
likes-
pickup, lefty,
likes
lay.
contact, man.
Okay, and they say Europeans don't like contact when they attack the hole. And he's not scared.
He's not scared of what?
He's not scared of being physical when he's attacking the basket. All right, so he's willing to be physical when he's attacking the basket. I like it. After seeing some film on it, I like it. But I still say I would have liked Filipowski to go at the position. Look at all the dudes. All right, so Nikola Jovic, Nikola Jokic, and Nikola Topic.
I'm changing my name.
Yeah. But they might have a nice team come the Olympics. I didn't even think about them. Because I know Nikola Jovic, he's a different player come the Olympics. Bogdanovic, he's always the same guy. No matter where he's at, he's going to give you buckets.
Right.
The Sacramento Kings are on the clock. Okay? This is one of the most disappointing teams from last year. All right, 9th in the West. They lost in the play-in versus the Pelicans, 46-36. I thought they were conference finals bound. That was just like a foregone conclusion in my mind. I thought with Murray, Fox, Monk, Sabonis, I thought they were going to the conference finals without a doubt. Their pick is in. That was quick. Didn't take them long. So they probably figured out they already had their guy that they wanted. So Sacramento, their pick is in. So we waiting for them.
All right. While you looking, Megan got a message for you, bro.
And you know what's crazy about that is? I wouldn't be mad at it.
Right.
I wouldn't be mad at it. You get Brownie on a team with actual dogs, where they don't have to, seek out a teammate to bring from the Milwaukee Bucks.
Bro. And he defense first,
make
bro.
them to make everybody in the locker room believe that they are dogs. I like it. Get him some tutelage. Pair him up with Jimmy Butler at the hip. Be like, hey, whatever I do, this is what you do. As far as working out, lifting, training, focus, dog mentality. You got Zoe, you got Pat, you got Eric Spoelstra, the coaching staff. I know Caron Butler. He's been a great addition to their coaching staff for the past couple years. You still got OG, still got Udonis Haslam. So any rookie that goes into a situation where they're uncertain, second round draft pick, doesn't really know what their stock is. You go to Miami, you got a chance because come the playoffs, I'd take Bronny James over Duncan Robinson.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I can't lie.
Duncan cannot be. You cannot play Duncan in the playoffs. So they both gonna be sharing the same seat.
Right.
Man, I see what you did. You tried to get me. You tried to get me in my feelings.
I'm telling you.
How you feel about Sacramento last season?
Sacramento let me down last season, man. Like, and it's not even like.
Are you talking about expectations or are you talking about FanDuel?
I think both. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Like, yo, both. A little bit more. Well, yeah, I'll say a little bit more FanDuel, but like, but in this case, just when you look at the West, man, like, and everything that was just up and coming, everybody. I mean, obviously last season just passed. The young guys, man, the young teams was letting y'all know that they here. You know, obviously.
Yeah.
But for me, Sacramento is like that middle child, in a sense. And I'm like, okay, y'all not too old and y'all still pretty young. And it's like, yo, come on, man, we've been waiting. You know, y'all were kind of an afterthought. Y'all made some good moves. And then that year before, you were kind of like how these younger guys was this playoffs. It was like, we're here. We got the right pieces. We got this, we got that. You know, may need one more, whatever the case may be. And then, you know, to show up how they showed up, it was just
okay.
You know.
Okay, pick is in. Devin Carter from Providence. He's going at number 13 to Sacramento. Led Providence in points, rebounds, assists, and steals last season.
Okay.
At the guard position. That's tough. Let's see what they're saying.
Also a high-level defender, and he's a great guard rebounder. He's top 10 in the country in defensive rebounds as a guard. He's only 6'3", but he's got almost a 6'9" wingspan. He is tough, he's competitive, and he doesn't have an off switch. But with his athleticism and motor and with his agility, he can really impact the game on the defensive end, getting deflections, block shots. He makes things happen as a defensive playmaker. And you mentioned it, Malik, he averaged 20 points a game as well.
20 points, 8.7 rebounds, 3.6 assists, and 1.8 steals.
Mm-hmm.
Who does that sound like to you?
Guard wise, what, 6'3", 195?
Mm-hmm. And he's leading his team in rebounds and giving you 20.
Like a Russ to me, outside of the assist.
The motor,
Mm-hmm.
rebounding ability from his position.
Mm-hmm. He's 37 from 3.
He's not a liability.
Mm-hmm.
They said he's an aggressive scorer. I mean, very Russ-like. Very Russ-like. All right, so Portland, they are on the clock. But there's a proposed trade from Washington. We'll see what that looks like now. I can't imagine there's anything that either of these teams have that the other wants.
Right.
Why are they talking to each other?
You said it was who and who?
The Wizards and the Trailblazers.
Oh, Wizards in Portland?
Why are y'all talking to each other? Like, why is that? Why are we having a conversation between each other right now?
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of in the same spot for real. Like, it's
like
no...
The blind trading with the blind.
Yeah,
man. Why are we doing this?
Dude.
A 6'9", basically wingspan. Max vertical, 42 inches. That's for Devin Carter. He is the son of Anthony Carter. I don't think we said that. Anthony Carter played for Denver, played for Miami, a couple other teams, but you'll find this to be a little bit more consistent. When it's the son of a role player, I think they know how to play the game a little bit better. I don't know. It might be just a coincidence, or it might be where they're going to school, but I feel like they know how to play the game. If you look at Cole Anthony, son of
Greg Anthony,
knows how to play the game. Very, very good basketball point guard, very good backup for the Orlando Magic. proposed trade: Malcolm Brogdon, 24 first, 29 first, 2 second-round picks for Danny Advita. What? What?
Come on, bro.
Bro, you're
Come on, bro. Well, we just gonna say Portland. We just gonna look. So they willing to get all that? They willing to give up all that for Malcolm Brogdon?
they're willing to give up all of that for Danny Avita.
For Danny Avita. Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Bro,
Um,
I just want him at some point to come out and say it. I just want him to come out and be honest. All right? Just be honest. Don't insult my intelligence.
yeah.
Don't act like that the deal you got from Milwaukee, the deal you got from Phoenix, don't act like that was the best available deal. Just say you didn't want to do business with Miami because you thought they might have been tampering. Don't insult my intelligence. Just be straight up about it. Because that literally,
I feel like dude is using
these
like
moves
Chat
don't make
GPT.
sense. Huh?
Oh, my bad to interrupt. I said I feel like dude is using like Chat GPT or something like that to like figure out what he need to do. Like like for real. Honestly, man, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Just don't make no sense, man. Just out there doing stuff. I just hate when people just be doing stuff. Like no motive, no reason, no explanation. They just be doing stuff. All right, Portland Trailblazers, their selection is in.
The Portland Trailblazers select Bub Carrington from the University of Pittsburgh.
Carlton Bub Carrington. Fans in Washington, even though Portland is picking, are going to be calling him Bub. He is the third, so the nickname Bub.
All right, Bub Carrington from Pittsburgh, guard, another guard, another guard. So if they can't get, so this is the thing. Portland was the team that was suggesting the trade. They were trying to make the trade.
Right.
Okay. If the trade doesn't go through, then what? Now, from my understanding of how draft night works, they might be making this pick on behalf of the Wizards. So the deal might already be done because that was a 24 first-round pick. So they're probably making this pick on behalf of the Wizards and then trading it. So that could be the situation. But if this is a scenario where they got denied, where they got denied on that trade and they had to make a pick, I don't think this makes any sense. But for Washington, if you're getting Bub Carrington, you already have Jordan Poole. I mean, you already had Jordan Poole coming off the bench last year.
Right.
All right. So, like, what direction are we moving in right now? Now let's look at Washington's roster real quick. All right, so at the point guard position, you had Tyus Jones, Landry Shamet, Jordan Poole. Those were your point guards last year. And then you add another one into it. How is that depth chart going to shake out? All right. Oh, wait. On the clock, the Miami Heat, number 15, round 1. Who do we got? All right. And if I'm not mistaken, Filipowski is still available.
Okay.
Filipowski is still available. All right, now let's just do some quick homework real quick.
Yep.
Let's see. 6'11", 230. Can shoot, dribble, pass. Strong offensive game. Lack of physicality, limited length, protecting the rim are concerns. Filipowski has no shortage of offensive talent. Carried the Blue Devils in points when when he put everything together over the past 2 seasons, just how consistent can he be on both ends? I think he has tools that Miami can work with.
What about I can't say his name right. Kel'el Ware from Indiana. How you look at him?
He's a little more athletic.
Mm-hmm.
A little more athletic.
He averaged 1.9 blocks. He averaged 15.9, 9.9 rebounds, 1.9 blocks, 58 from the field.
Yeah.
Big 10 all defense.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Filipowski, Kel'el Ware, and Zach Edey were on Miami's draft board. From what I saw going around, just hanging around Miami insider information pages. So that could be the wave. And then look, depending on how much he develops by training camp, by the season's time, he could be a part of the rotation.
Right.
But Miami's pick is in. And we gotta keep in mind too, they still have Jovic. Jovic is 6'11". He plays a little bit more like a 3 as well.
Yeah.
A lot of the European guys do, but he's 6'11". Size is cool, but you need somebody that can be a rim protector, aggressive around the basket as far as, taking charges, shot blocking. Because Bam is going to be able to guard and he has to guard 5 positions every single night. All right. You're going to need a guy that's going to be still by the basket, protecting and shot blocking while Bam is guarding the perimeter, or vice versa. So you need a type of player.
They got Kel'el. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I said they got him listed at 7 feet 242. So he got enough room coming in size wise. A lot of those guys, European guys, everybody else about 7 feet 205, 210, all that type of stuff.
What I don't like is Andy Ellsberg and Pat Riley are kind of leaning back, hanging back, and then so is Eric Spoelstra, and then Mickey Arison is the one leaning forward. He looks like he's in complete control of the situation, and that makes me uncomfortable.
Right.
I don't like that because, like I said, Mickey Arison, he vetoed a deal for KD, Kyrie, and Bradley Beal. And I'm pretty sure that is all in the span of about 3 or 4 months. But here goes Miami's pick.
With the 15th pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Miami Heat select Kel'el Ware.
Let's go!
From Indiana University.
Who you got?
All right. Kel'el Ware. Okay, we got size, we got rim protection, we got rebounding, we got athleticism.
Okay.
Now, I was nervous. Right, because the latest reports from Miami insiders was they were trying to get another guard. I was highly concerned. I did not want another guard. I did not want somebody else that we didn't absolutely need right now. We finally filled that position in Miami. So, about time.
Yes,
right?
sir.
We got a true, I'm talking about in the sense of how tall he is. We got a 5. All right. So
got a 5.
It's about time.
Right. And we got a 5 with some size coming out of high school. I mean, coming out of college. I'm saying 242. Like I said, typically a lot of those guys, especially in this generation and stuff like that, very thin.
So
you know what I mean?
Led Indiana in points, rebounds, blocks, and field goal percentage last season. Played for Mike Woodson. So he already has that style of coaching. All right, he's already been coached by somebody that coaches tough, that speaks to you, like talks to you like, he's not gonna sugarcoat things. He's gonna tell you how it is, and he's an NBA coach. Mike Woodson is an NBA coach, so he's already played for that type of coach. He comes to Miami. He's gonna be coached by Spo. He's gonna be coached by Jimmy. Bam is one of the better communicators. I think he's the best communicator on Miami, as far as defensively speaking. But yeah, and he's got to be able to say, all right, I know Tyler's gonna get beat off the dribble. I know Rozier's gonna get beat off the dribble. I know Duncan's gonna get beat off the dribble. Me and Bam have to 100% lock down the painted area every single night.
Facts.
That's got to be his mentality, because the way Miami plays ball, he's going to get open shots. He's going to get open opportunities. He's going to get touches and looks, feeding off of Tyler, feeding off Jimmy and their scoring ability, feeding off Terry Rozier, because remember, we didn't see Terry or Jimmy in the playoffs. So to be able to see those two guys on the court, he's going to get opportunities, but he's got to be able to capitalize on them. Same with Nikola Jovic. This is his 3rd, 4th year, right? It's time for him to take that next step too. So you got Jovic, Bam, where maybe we get another guy, add him to that piece. That's going to be a nice 5-man core. Yeah, I like this pick. I like this pick a lot. I like it a lot. But what are your thoughts on this, man? What are your thoughts on Miami?
Like I said, man, we've been talking about a legit 5 for so long. Like I said, to help out and stuff like that. I felt like a while back I wanted them to get somebody like Dwight Howard to take them to the next spot. I felt like go ahead.
Dwight Howard might not ever come back.
No. I don't even. Yeah. But I'm just happy, man. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. But I see.
What's your name,
What's his name? Khalil.
Khalil where?
Khalil. Okay, man. All right, so Khalil, I see. I'm looking at some highlights from him, man. And Tom will call it lunch, but but like, I'm sorry for my outburst. Wait, no, what did he say? I apologize for my.
What's your name? Tom. Pause.
But yeah, Khalil, I see in his highlights, man. He done knocked out a couple midi fades. I saw a couple threes and stuff like that, so he's capable. But I see a lot of grit. I see a lot of power and everything like that in the paint, man. And I just see somebody who's like literally going after every single board, going after every single block shot. And we like we always say, man, when you under Miami, you know what I mean, they have, culture. It's what we talked about the most when it comes to a lot of these teams, especially in the early parts of the draft. And Miami already have that, man. So
and
good pick, great pick.
People confuse culture with, they're winning championships all the time. No. Culture is win, lose, or draw. We're going to go about business the same way every single day.
Identity.
This is what we do. This is we don't do this because we're winning. We don't do this because we do this because this is how we go about business every single day. All right. Now, Philly's on the clock.
All right.
Joel Embiid, he needs some help. Tyrese Maxey stepped up, played great throughout the season. Had a very good playoff run.
J. Cole
you need another piece to get into that championship hunt, because the Philadelphia 76ers, since Joel Embiid has been there, have never visited the conference finals. They've never made it past the second round.
Dang.
Is this possibly the year? We don't know, but it depends on who they get. Paul George is considered to be their top target. All right. Now, if he's their top target, you have a 1, you have a 3, you have a 5. Tobias Harris is somebody who might have to be moved in order for contracts to work. Do you draft a power forward? Do you draft Filipowski, somebody who's a little bit slimmer, a little bit more finesse? You have Embiid, who's really, strong, get to this basket, get to his spot, score from anywhere. But if you get a guy like Filipowski, you can play inside, outside. I mean, you get Paul George, and in my opinion, Paul George is a 6'9", 6'10" Kyrie Irving. Smoothest game in the league, right? So if you have that with Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, Embiid, a couple young guys, I think it can work. I think it can work. But I mean, it's up to whoever Philly picks. Now, The number 17th pick is going to be the most interesting pick, I think, of the 20 years at least. At least the most interesting pick of the last 20 years, because there is so much pressure on this one pick. It is unbelievable. All right. So we're going to find out about the Lakers in just a minute. The Philadelphia 76ers pick is in. Do you think they go for Filipowski? Do you think they go for a wing?
I say it's either one of those two. I think Filipowski, like you said, man, a rebounding, shooting big, or a nice wing, man, a defensive wing that can also shoot. Just need spacing. They already got a point guard. They already got a center. Make sure you
they need to find out how to keep Joel Embiid healthy. So,
man, sensu beans, bro.
If I'm Nick Nurse, I'm thinking Embiid's mark for every single game is probably around 30 to 32 minutes for the regular season. I don't want him playing above that, because he can't stay healthy. He can't. I've never seen somebody like him hit the ground. He hits the ground the same rate that Allen Iverson did when AI was in the league. Pick is in.
Trade to announce.
A trade is being announced.
As part of a deal to be finalized
Oh, okay,
later,
you scared me. I thought they was about, you was about to say.
Are trading to the Washington Wizards.
About to
the
say
draft
Bronny,
rights
bro.
to Bub
I was about to laugh.
He came out to announce the trade from the Wizards to the Blazers. All right, he's about to say the pick.
With the 16th pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Jared McCain from Duke University.
Jared McCain from Duke.
They got McCain?
Yeah, they got McCain.
Okay.
Good player. But something tells me he may not be in a Sixers jersey.
Right.
Because in order to get Paul George, you gotta trade capital and you gotta trade draft picks. So I feel like it was this is something that hasn't been announced yet. I got a strong feeling at that, because he's a guard. Tobias Harris has to be moved, and I imagine there's going to be one or two other picks involved, another player being involved. So you're probably going to see Paul George in Philly. Maybe Bones. Maybe Paul George and Bones come over from the Clippers to Philly, but I got a feeling PG might be
solo.
No, I think they might be making a move for him, but I don't think Jared McCain is going to be in a Sixers jersey. Unless it's a situation where you probably won't bring back Kyle Lowry.
Right.
That could be the case. So in that sense, to backtrack just a little bit, it might be a smart move to have another young guard.
Yeah.
So.
And I like McCain. I can't lie, man. I think it's crazy enough, like in terms of how his play, and I like the fact that he's marketable in a sense. Like I think during his time, he definitely sold himself on the social media side of the game, which is like not necessarily anything towards talent, but I'm saying, like, even if he was able to mask it, he sure did, with the fact that he draws a lot of attention.
Yeah. But you know how.
But again, I'm not saying that has anything to do with
Yeah, but you know how these suits that never played the game like to interview people. So I see you have 2.8 million followers on social media. Is that gonna get in the way of you? Like, you know what I mean? Is that are you gonna be more focused on that? Like, right. Bro, that you see literally 30 to. If we're talking about the types of videos he's making, that's maybe 20 minutes of his day. Yeah. It's 24 hours. You know what I'm saying?
I would say my biggest thing for him is to work on a quicker release. But like I like his game overall though.
Oh, he's playing with Joel. If he stays in Philly, he's playing with Joel Embiid. He's gonna have all the time in the world.
Right. Because he can definitely knock down shots.
Yeah, he can shoot like Giannis at the free throw line. All the time in the world. He got time.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
For sure.
He got time. All right. The number 17th pick
Let's see.
of the
It's the one
NBA
everybody
draft,
been
the
waiting
Los
for.
Angeles Lakers are going to select Bronny James
Man.
or the field. What we got? What we got? What we got? What you think?
I want to say Bronny, man. Honestly, I want to say Bronny. Outside of like basketball, I just
Pick is in. The
Okay,
pick is in. The pick is in.
I do
Is
hope they get him,
Bronny
though.
James going to be a Los Angeles Laker? And look, listen, they also got the 55th pick in round 2. All right, the toss-up was the Lakers and Suns that he worked out for, but the Dallas Mavericks were also interested.
Mm-hmm.
The pick is in for the Lakers, and I think they still had 2.5 minutes left on the time clock.
Mm-hmm.
So this was premeditated. All right.
I hope they get him.
If Bronny goes to the Lakers, you have no other choice but to agree with the fact. I'm just saying in general, not you, but in general.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James is quite possibly the most powerful player we have ever seen in the history of the league. I don't think there's any other way you can slice it. I mean, outside of the 4 years he spent in Miami. Okay, so JJ Redick and Rob Pelinka, they slapping fives with everybody in the room. But yeah, like, I think you would have to agree with that. I think you have to, because outside of Miami, LeBron's after Miami, I'll say LeBron's gotten every single thing he's wanted. And then you have JJ Redick. They do the podcast. We already know how that was going down. You know, they already knew JJ Redick was going to be the head coach. Everybody's seen that from a mile away.
Right.
And then you say, all right, I want this amount of money. They say, all right, I mean, the contract's already drafted up before you even ask. This is the most money you can get anyways. You want to sign it or not? 166, 3 years, we don't care. Okay. The third domino in all of that was Bronny.
Yep.
He's 2 out of 3 right now. If he gets all 3, Thanos is the most powerful character in all of Marvel. All right. He the most, so draft pick is in. The pick is in. Adam Silver's coming up.
We have another trade to announce.
Man.
So he announcing a trade.
As part of a deal to be finalized later, the San Antonio Spurs are trading to the Minnesota Timberwolves the draft rights to
he's
Rob
announcing
Dillingham,
the Minnesota
pick.
trade.
Okay.
All right.
With the 17th pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select Dalton Connect from the University of Tennessee.
Andrea Carter,
What?
our resident Vole, wish that.
Dalton Connect.
Okay.
From Tennessee.
Okay.
I did not listen. Hey. Listen.
Yeah.
We've been hearing about it, speculating that the Lakers were going to take Bronny James because this is what LeBron wanted. Now, what does it say now that they didn't draft Bronny? All right, they might be focused on let's win. All right, that's quite possibly the deal here, or they're thinking he's going to be available at the 55th spot. We'll definitely hear about that later. I'm not going to stay. I probably won't stay around for the 55th pick because that's crazy. But oh wait, hold on. They only doing round 1 tonight. I'm stupid. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. is round 2. Right? Okay. So they split it up in 2 days. So thank God.
But
no,
I think yeah. They had him projected like late in the 50s anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that makes
What
sense.
What do you think? Dalton Connect from Tennessee. You get a wing.
I think
6'5", 212, shooter, scorer, can finish.
Man, I think let me see. What did I see about him the other day, man? It was not the other day, but like it was a little while ago. He can score the ball though, bro.
Yeah.
And I think that's been like,
Can I ask you a question?
yeah. Go ahead.
He already plays like somebody they have on their roster. Do you think they might be trying to trade Austin Reeves?
I think it has competition. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know if he's so lights out though. Like in terms of like I didn't seen him. People talk about him for a little bit actually, and mainly just his scoring.
Yeah.
But like I
Yeah.
can see what you're saying as far as like I think he's a little bit more athletic than Austin though.
I don't know. I seen Austin he got some sneak dunks. He's sneaky bouncy. He is
Yeah.
sneaky bouncy. Do you think like is there a possibility? Obviously, all these
Yeah.
teams, anybody like Miami, Los Angeles, Philly, any of those teams, we're automatically speculating there's a possibility there's going to be a trade to bring in a star because
Right.
a lot of these guys are in the twilight of their careers. We know that.
Mhm.
Everybody's in win now mode. Everybody.
Right.
Because that team in green, the Grizzlies, the Thunder, the Timberwolves, the Sun, all these are younger teams up and coming. Dallas, and time is running out for those. LeBron, KD, Steph, Jimmy. So everybody's thinking, all right, we got one more shot at this, one or two more shots at this.
Right.
So it's not
We
far
strictly
fetched to
talking about the
think
new
that
generation.
they might want to look at, hey, Paul George, come across the street.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So every move by some of these teams, I'm just speculating, they're not gonna stay there.
When it comes to the Lakers, to me, man, everybody's obviously, as long as LeBron is there, man, everybody's potentially a 3-and-D player, like to some effect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I think even with Dalton, man, like his ability to score the ball or to shoot the ball at a high clip and everything like that, and definitely scoring bunches.
Three and watch me.
Yep, it's just that, honestly.
Yeah.
And especially even more so, obviously as LeBron get older, you know what I mean? It's specifically that. So it's like, all right, man, like,
all right,
this
Orlando
guy can shoot the
Magic,
ball.
their pick is in.
Good choice though.
Jacques Vaughn, great year for him in Orlando Magic. Paolo stepped in his role. Franz Wagner, great number two. I think they were targeting Klay Thompson, but their pick is in. Let's see what Adam Silver got to say.
In the 2024 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Tristan da Silva from Munich, Germany, and the University of Colorado.
Okay. Tristan da Silva from the University of Colorado. We got a brother on the screen acting like he's excited. He probably has no idea who that dude is. That the Orlando Magic just drafted. He's just happy he on TV. I respect that. But when you're talking about the Orlando Magic, okay, there's a lot of guys that are 6'8" or taller. There is a lot of guys. Shout out to Markelle Fultz getting his legs back under him. He's playing well for them. You still have Cole Anthony. I like him a lot. At that, those two guys playing the point guard position. You still got Jonathan Isaac, Paolo, Franz. You have a really good team. Wendell Carter Jr., you have a really good team. So I think at this point, anybody you add, you already have an identity and you already have two guys that you run the offense through. I think my issue with Portland and a couple other teams is you don't know who the offense is going to run through, so you're just drafting players. Right. You know who the go-to guys are, so you know the pieces that you're going to use to build around them. I like this pick by Orlando.
I think with him, I don't know if they'll. I don't know, man. I look at his. I don't know. I don't know if they keep this guy though. Personally, my personal opinion, but I like his game though. Like I like the fact that he's very. I'm just looking at highlights, of course, but I just like the fact that he's extremely textbook, dude. He's very poised.
Yeah.
He picks his spots and stuff like that. But I'm kind of with you in terms of like everybody they have and the identity they trying to figure out still.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't know.
Now, 16 points a game, 49% percent from the field, 40 from three, 5.1 rebounds. Um, there was talk, and I don't think this is legitimate. I think Klay Thompson is going to end up with a contender, but there was talk about Klay Thompson being interested in coming to Orlando. You're saying that you don't think they keep Tristan da Silva. Do you think that is those two are connected at all?
Possibly, but like if they are, but I just think that he's again. I think like kind of like the other teams, man. I think he's just another piece for a potential situation or move they can make.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I hope it. I mean, no, I don't hope it's Clay for Orlando. Honestly,
Where you
I
think where you wait? Hold on now. Where you think
Yeah.
Clay gonna end up?
I want him at Miami. I can't lie, but other than that, I would say stay. I would personally say stay West Coast.
I don't want Clay in Miami.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't want Clay in Miami
Oh, okay.
because I think if Clay came to Miami,
Mm.
there was a lot of situations in Golden State where he shot them out of games.
Mm.
We already have that problem with Tyler.
Okay.
I don't need two of the same player.
Well, you know what? Let me take it back,
And they're not gonna get rid of Tyler. So
let me take it back though, because like this, as much as I love Clay, um, this second half, we and a lot of players like him, like we don't necessarily give everybody the same amount of time in terms of healing, in terms of seeing if they can bounce back,
yeah,
and so like for what's going on, you know what I'm saying. As much as I love Clay, I take it back. I wouldn't want us to have this Clay at this part of his career.
yeah,
I don't think I don't think it helps us out in terms of because for somebody like him to be known for not only shooting but defense as well. His lateral ain't been as lateral like since the knee injury.
yeah,
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Outside of the shooting, I know everybody is concerned about the shooting, but I'm a two-way guy. So like, that's why I love Klay Thompson so much. And the
yeah.
fact that yeah. I think anybody can bring, I mean, somebody like him can bring his shooting back, but just strictly speaking on the defense. Strictly speaking on the defense, I'm just like, man, like
Let's see real quick.
mm-hmm.
All right, so my bad. I was putting my
No, you
headphones
good.
back on.
You good.
Number 11, Matas Buzelis. Nikola Topic goes to number 12 to OKC. Devin Carter goes at number 13 to Sacramento. Bub Carrington is on the move. He is being traded. Interesting situation that is. Kel'el Ware, Indiana, Miami Heat at the 15th spot. Jared McCain from Duke, he goes to Philadelphia. Dalton Knecht from Tennessee goes to the Lakers. Tristan da Silva from Colorado goes to Orlando, and we are waiting for the pick from the Toronto Raptors. Now, looking at the best remaining, okay, Jacoby Walter from Baylor, Johnny Furphy from Kansas, Kaishan George from Miami, Kyle Filipowski, Duke, Missy Baylor, Isaiah Collier, USC, Kolek from Marquette, Terrence Shannon. That is a name that is going to be he's going to be a big pickup for somebody. He's going to be a big pickup for somebody. But how are you feeling about the remaining field?
I'm gonna be honest, man. And there's no disrespect to them, man. Like I don't and this is a knock on my research necessarily. There wasn't a lot of noise for like a lot of the other guys to me.
Yeah, none.
You know what I mean? And so it's a knock on my personal research and stuff like that. But how I see everybody else, again, I still, outside of Edie and everybody else that we just talked about, a lot of guys were like really, really just looking to see what was gonna happen to Bronny for real. And I like the fact that we didn't even talk about him like a whole lot, like kind of how you were saying it even before. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
we already, it's the obvious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
but it kind of goes in as well to what you were saying before, as far as and there's no knock on those guys. Those guys work hard. You know what I mean? And they at a point where they can live their dream or make their dream become a reality. You know what I mean? But it's also a thing where us, as well as, you know, I would say, you know, ESPN and everybody else, is where like everybody is so concerned with what's making the most noise.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
granted, it's so many options in terms of going to the NBA now. You know, whether you're getting paid through the G League, whether you're going to college, whether it's overseas. You know, now, like, I mean, look, France is tearing it up right now. Look, and I'll even say right now, big congrats to Colorado. They got 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is again, you know, the Big Ten is doing their thing. And so it's just like it's one of those where it's like nobody was really, like as far as eye catching or something like that. It's just one of those where like how much the game has changed in the last few years.
Yeah. Now, Toronto's pick is in. I'll pan over to that just a minute. But who do you think there's we found out Jimmy Stan put. Paul George is available, DeRozan, Levine, Klay Thompson. Which team needs that type of player the most?
PG?
The 3 guys that I named, PG, DeRozan, Klay Thompson. Who's in need of that type of player the most? Answer that when we come back. Answer that when we come back.
Toronto just got Jacoby Walter. I mean, sorry.
Jacoby Walter from Baylor, 19 points a game. You pair him up with your newly $212 million man in Scotty Barnes.
Scotty.
I mean, anything that you're doing right now, because like I said, when you know the player you are building around, it becomes easier. Right. You know you're building around Scotty Barnes, you get an elite scoring guard. I like the pick. But back to what I asked, and to re-ask it again so you can get your train of thought back.
Okay.
Paul George, Klay Thompson, DeRozan. Which team is in need of their services the most right now?
I would say, man, I don't like talking about them a whole lot, but I'll probably say LA. Honestly,
Which one?
For me for Lakers.
Oh, okay.
For me it'd be LA or Philly.
Okay.
Yeah, personally.
You know what? Yeah. You know what I think? Nobody's talking about this. Nobody's even brought this up. Nobody's even mentioned it. Let's say Chris Middleton, another young piece, 2 draft picks, and we send them to the Clippers and we bring Paul George to Milwaukee.
That'd be tough.
Let's say we do the same thing with Miami. Obviously not as shiny of a piece when you exchange Paul George for Tyler Hero, but those 2 teams I think are in need of a guy that has a score first mentality. I'm talking Paul George and DeRozan. Those two guys, score first mentality. I think Klay Thompson probably fits the most with the Lakers and the Sixers. Yeah,
I would
think,
argue the Bucks too, honestly.
Would you give up Chris Middleton for Klay Thompson?
Only reason
go ahead,
why,
think since you're thinking now.
Only reason why I would potentially say yeah is because to me, Middleton, injury wise, is like to me it's like, all right, he'll show up. He's almost becoming a Robert Horry almost. Like not in the sense, but in the sense of like, all right, I forgot. You know, as much as I love Middleton, it's like you forget about him, and then he just shows up like, oh, okay, it's time to like
hit the most random shot.
Yeah,
at the most needed time.
Yeah,
we haven't seen him do anything productive for 47 minutes and 50 seconds. But that 10 seconds is exactly what we needed.
And it's like fully healthy him, you know he can cook. You know what I'm saying? Like, and everything like that. But I think that
he was the closer in that finals that they won.
Yeah, I just think that his body is not gonna reverse itself. And so, like, when I say that, I'll say, like, with somebody like Dame and then somebody like, Giannis, obviously, I'm like, instead of being in the perimeter, like inside, inside the line, outside the line, it's like, okay, we just need you to catch and shoot, being honest. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, that's all we need. We don't need you to go to the elbow. We don't need you anywhere near the free throw line. That's it. Just catch and shoot, and this could be your chance to heal up even more. And then he's already dealing with somebody who got a hot hand anyway. His whole career is teaming up with a guy with a hot hand anyway. So like, it's no ego. There's nothing involved with like understanding that type of mentality, because that's your man's right here is like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I like it.
I would say Klay.
Excuse me.
I think Paul George, to me, Paul George's best link up to me was Russ.
Yes. In OKC, nobody gives Russ. Kevin Durant, Paul George, and Bradley Beal all had career highs in their seasons with Russell Westbrook. Their best years were with Russell Westbrook, and Bradley Beal swears by the partnership he had with Russ in Washington, and so does Paul George.
Right.
The problem that Paul George has right now is kind of, if I leave, this could backfire on me. Because what if all of a sudden pigs start flying and Kawhi Leonard has a healthy season? If Kawhi has a healthy season and everything else with the Clippers is the same, then they're going to the finals.
Man.
So what happens if this is the year you decide to leave and the Clippers get a guy like Klay Thompson, or they get a guy like DeMar DeRozan, and he fills that role that you filled with them, and they end up going to a championship. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he's in a pattern of what if, or maybe, or who knows what's gonna, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's a dangerous spot, not only for the Clippers, but for the entire league.
Right.
Because the Clippers can play with anybody. They can play any style. They can play any pace. They have the ball handlers. They have the defense. They have the rebounding. They have the shooting. They have the coaching. They have everything you need to win a championship. They have it all. They just don't have health and youth. They don't have those two things. And right now, from my perspective, Paul George would be best suited going to Dallas.
Yeah, I think oh man, okay.
I think he'd be best suited going to Dallas. Because money is of no consequence.
Right.
Money is not an issue. You drafted young guys. You got some young guys, some young pieces. Hardy hasn't stepped into his own. Hart hasn't. Josh Green hasn't stepped into his own fully yet. So I mean, there's young wings, there's young guards. You got Kyrie, Luka, Lively, Grafford. You're probably gonna have to move Derrick Jones Jr. or bring him off the bench. You're gonna have to pick between either him or PJ. One of those guys got to go to make room for Paul George coming in. You're already in a situation you're probably gonna have to get rid of Tim Hardaway Jr. if he's already not a free agent coming up. So
Right.
the opportunity is there. You just got to figure out, okay, is Paul George going to come in as a free agent, or do we got to trade for him? Because I mentioned this in another video that he has like a special contract thing to where it's not exactly a sign and trade, but it's kind of like a sign and trade, something ridiculous. I think he's technically under contract, but in his contract year, he's allowed to meet with other teams, something like that. But the Cleveland Cavaliers are about to make their pick.
Okay.
The 2024 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Jalen Tyson from the University of California, Berkeley.
Jalen Tyson.
All right, they pick up Jalen Tyson from California. Okay, first team All Pac-12, 23 and 24 season. He is a wing, can shoot it, can score it, can handle off the pick and roll, stop and pop. 19 a game, 47 from the field, 6.8 rebounds, 3.5 assists per game. I think this is a good pick for them. I think it's a good pick for them because if you look at their roster, versatility is going to be important in the years to come, especially if you decide, all right, let's move on from Donovan Mitchell. Let's make Garland and Mobley the two guys that we're going to play around, build around. You have Jared Allen. Max Strus just got there. So if that's the type of team you're going to build, you're going to need somebody that can do a little bit of everything. Jalen Tyson is a good pickup. Whether they lose Mitchell or not, I think based on his skill set, looks like he has a great feel for the game, plays with his own pace. A lot of younger players, they get sped up too easily. They like to play fast or extremely slow. He reads the situation and goes from there. So I think that's a good pickup for Cleveland. New Orleans is the number 21 pick. Phoenix is the number 22 pick, and Milwaukee is 23. I don't see any big splashes happening in the last 9 picks of this first round. How do you feel about that pickup by Cleveland?
I'm cool with what I like about this guy is the fact that it's his handle for me. Honestly. I think he has nice size. Is he 6'6", pretty much 6'6", 220 or something like that?
Yeah.
Has good size. Has a motor. And then for me, like, again, it's just another person who can either, like kind of what you were saying about pace and being able to, like, do what he want to do. I think that's going to, like, separate him. His size and his handle, to me, is going to separate him.
Yeah.
And, he looks good, though. I think that's a great pick.
Now, for Cleveland, and a Donovan Mitchell situation, do you think they get rid of him? Everybody seems to be one in on Donovan Mitchell. I imagine New York is out of that race. Do you think he's on a move?
I think he stays. I think only reason why I think he stays outside of the organization part, I think he might be afraid that, like, any next part, like any next departure, just the talks about constant movement. I mean, even though it's not necessarily constant, but I'm saying, like, this is second team. But what I'm saying is just talks about that. I think with him and
DG?
Garland, him and DG, I think they're okay with each other. Like in terms of like, I actually not even just okay. I think they're actually pretty solid. But I think with the pick, I think the pick is good, and then I think personally, I think they need another 5 because
Okay.
I think bro is getting a little older. And I only say that because of the fact that like he used to be like my number one guy in terms of FanDuel,
Oh yeah.
like in
Yeah.
terms of rebounds and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. And I see the decline a little bit. You know what I mean? And you can only
Yeah.
go so much being as
New Orleans
working
pick
as
is in.
yeah. So I say this guy and a big,
2024 NBA
another
Draft.
big, but I think
The
he's
New
safe.
Orleans Pelicans select Yves Missi from Yaoundé, Cameroon.
Okay. Misi from Baylor, drafted by the
Mhm.
New Orleans Pelicans. Um, this pick is a little bit different from me because if Zion isn't playing, you're just gonna be out of the playoffs.
Right.
I mean that's another flip side. We got to look at this. Yeah, you have a guy that you build around, but he never plays.
Mm-hmm.
But when he plays, like I said, they're a top 3 team.
Facts.
But he has not been consistently playing. So, and then you got to talk about this. Like they drafted Misi, right? Possibility Valanciunas is not going to be there. There's a good chance he's not going to be there anymore. This is a good draft pick. All right. And again, when you're playing next to a guy like Zion Williamson, you don't have to worry about the typical things that other centers have to worry about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got to worry about, all right, protecting the rim, talking, switching, guarding, and all this stuff. Zion Williamson, yeah, he's quick, fast, gets off the floor, jump, shot block. Zion's a power forward.
Ooh.
Whoa, what happened here? Hey, you
Oh,
good?
what happened?
Your
They
screen
just,
all mixed up. You make
Yeah,
some
I don't
changes?
know. No, I didn't touch nothing. Hold on. Let me fix it. Keep going though. Keep going. I hear you.
But yeah, playing next to Zion, a lot of the stuff that typical bigs would struggle with, Zion's gonna cover up a lot of those issues. But Zion's gonna have to be on the court. He's gonna have to be on the court for a lot of those things that Missy is gonna have to see. He's gonna have to be in switches a lot. They're always gonna pick up. Guards are always gonna pick on rookie bigs. They're always gonna put you in a pick and roll. They're always gonna put you in situations where you got to guard one-on-one on an island at the top of the key. So, if Zion plays, this is a great draft pick.
Right.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there it is. There it
you
is.
go.
Little technical difficulties. Like, look, Zion, as long as he's committed, the sky's his limit.
Mm-hmm.
And with him, as much as I like him as a player and stuff like that, clearly, you pretty much said it all, man. If they did not have Zion, I wouldn't like this pick. I can't lie to you. And it's only because of the fact that I think that, no, you know what? If they kept the 5 and had him, like I wouldn't look at him as a replacement 5.
Okay, you would look at him as a project.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I wouldn't look at him as a replacement 5. That's the only thing. But with Zion being there and stuff like that, and the way the team is set up right now, he has time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Phoenix Suns on the clock. Former employees of Matt Ishbia.
Shout out,
Matt.
Matt.
What do you think Matt is doing in that draft room right now?
I think they're trying to figure out.
Jones.
I think they're trying to figure out how to add to the bench, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Defense is a major thing right now, and so
they gotta find a way to get Bol some minutes.
Dude, please, right?
Yeah.
Please, man. I'm gonna say something crazy, but I've been rocking for Bobo like for.
Whoa.
That's
Seen where
even
that was
crazier.
going. Hey,
Jesus
hey,
Christ,
we don't.
man.
Hey. Instead of saying that, we could just say,
I've
get
been
this
a
video a
Bobo
like,
fan for a while, man.
get
Yep.
this video a like, subscribe to the channel. We
Subscribe.
appreciate everybody watching or whoever's in the chat watching. Appreciate y'all. Trying not to say nothing crazy. But finish your thought. Finish your thought. You've been a fan of Bobo for a
Been a
minute.
fan of Bobo for a long time, man. And again, you know, people argue work ethic. People argue a lot of things.
He a fan. He a fan.
I just feel like Bobo, man. I'll be like, just get a brother some minutes, man. Like, look, if he tank, then if he tank, then all right, cool. But just get a brother a chance, man. Don't show us all the highlights or the possibilities of a great player. You know what I mean? And then, you know, don't give him that extra push that he need, dude.
Yeah.
Like to show improve and to help the team out.
Then after this pick, we probably gonna wrap it up. You got the Milwaukee Bucks, the New York Knicks. After this, you got the Phoenix Sun. You got the Suns, Bucks, Knicks, Wizards, Wolves, Nuggets, Jazz, and that team in green. Yeah.
Are they coming up now?
Yeah.
Okay. You can potentially knock down shots, man. Y'all be all right. Either that or yeah, that's it.
All right, so it looks like the Milwaukee Bucks picked Darren Holmes, the second, from Dayton University. But it looks like he's going to be on the move, so we'll see where he ends up. But yeah, it looks like he's on the move. Darren Holmes, 6'9", 236 pounds. Yeah, man. So it looks like instead of making trades, making moves that way, they went through the draft.
Darren Holmes.
Yeah, but man, I appreciate you linking up.
Oh yeah, no doubt, brother.
John said it's impossible not to say something out of pocket when you live. Hey, listen, John, if you still in here, remember when we was at the cottage and we was doing the season preview and we was talking about Miles Bridges. And we was like, man, John was like, hey, so what happened? We was like, I said, hey, so he just got caught up. He put his hands on his lady. And Tommy was like, and feet. And Tommy was saying he was that he loved a certain player.
Oh my
What
God.
play? Hey, I said, wait a minute. What is going on here?
And kept saying it though. Like didn't even realize what I was saying. Love Wood, like, man. Bro. Love Wood. Like, wait, what?
He said he loved Christian Wood. I said, wait a minute.
Wood.
What type of video are we recording right now?
Oh man.
Yeah,
hey, never forget.
If I can post this.
John said never forget.
Man,
where were you, right? Was one of them questions. Where were you when it happened?
Man.
Yo.
Bro, when you said, listen to me, when you said and feet,
dog.
Bro, I could not breathe for like 20 minutes. The video that was posted was minus about a half hour.
Dog, for real. Yeah. You would have had like a 45-minute video. We were laughing for
crazy.
A minute, right?
Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna pull that video up real quick before we get out of here.
Or look, Shout out to John, man, or the or the Benoit, we had a few of them. The Benoit video too, the wrestling video.
Oh, yeah, that was crazy. Let's see.
The last man standing match.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said, I still haven't laughed that hard since. No, we was cracking up for we was cracking up for a minute, man. That was funny. Big shout out to John, man. I obviously ain't seen you since then, man. Congratulations on the family and everything like that, bro.
Hey, hold up. I found it. I found it. Hold up.
It's gonna leave a big hole in their lineup. Yeah. So we're talking about Christian Wood filling that hole. So we're talking about Christian Wood filling that.
So childish, man.
No, these dudes be out here. These dudes be out here like, I am a real American, and just fooling. For sure.
So you love Christian Wood too.
It's the walk away though.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
Christian. But he's still So key additions looks like we got Javale.
Hey, I love it.
Right.
All right. We just gonna skate past what you just said. But hey, man, God is good.
Yo, for sure.
Hey, man, but I appreciate you. Like I said,
Yeah,
shout
I
out to
love it,
One Stop RJ. He out doing his doing his coaching gig, coaching 7U football. They was the champs last year. And then he took over as the head coach, so he got some other responsibilities. Shout out to him. Shout out to his team. Detroit Titans get the job done in that 7-on-7. But he going to be back next episode. Hopefully we get to a point where all three of us can link up on the stream. Probably